Mistake number two that most amateur golfers make is their stance and their grip. I was all over the place when I first started, and until I took a lesson, even watching videos didn't help. But when I had a lesson and somebody showed me how to do it, my game improved 100%. The other thing that really helped me, if you can't afford lessons, then video yourself. Watch a couple things, use these techniques I'm going to show you. Again, I learned this from my instructor and I'm just sharing it with you. The stance is really important. You know, you don't want to be further than your shoulders. And this is if you're chipping, if you are driving, but this is not for putting. I'll show you a stance for putting. So let's just say we're just chipping, because that's what we're doing here today. I'm having it at my shoulders, maybe a little bit inside my shoulders, and that feels really comfortable for me. The other thing with your stance is making sure that you have a straight back. Now for myself, I have got two herniated discs. I developed two herniated discs about 8 years ago. I started playing golf about 4 years ago because I had to go through a bunch of physical therapy. So my stance was really, really bad. I mean, my back was so hunched over, it was really curved, and that was really hurting my lower back. My instructor really helped me where one thing to do is to stand up, bend your knees just a little bit, and stick your butt out a little bit. And one thing to do is if you bring the club down and just let the club come down and stick your butt out, my back is pretty straight. It's probably not totally straight because, you know, I still consider myself an amateur golfer, but it takes time. And I make a lot of videos of myself so I can improve this. You do revert back to a lot of old habits, so you kind of got to do this over and over. And if you can video yourself, you can really change it. You know, go over to the range, go to a chipping area to practice, and just practice some swings. Or if the weather is really bad, maybe it's wintertime right now where you're at, get a mirror, stand in front of a mirror and look at your stance. You know, standing right in front of the mirror, and get a club in your hand and get your stance. Get it where you think you should be, and then look in the mirror and try to get your back as straight as possible. Now, of course, I'm still working on it because I still have to deal with my herniated disc in my back, but it's much better than what it used to be. Now, the other thing is your grip. I had a really weak grip for a long time. So when I grabbed the club, you know, I was always just pointing my thumb down because that's what somebody told me to do, and then just take this hand and put it over here. And then I end up putting my thumb back this way, and this is a super, super weak grip. When I started taking lessons, my instructor said that what's really important is to turn, and what was happening was on this type of grip, I was hitting everything to the right. I mean, everything. I could not figure out how to stop hitting it to the right. And the very first lesson, my instructor changed my grip, and I stopped. I improved by 80%. Only 20% will go into the right, which is fantastic. So you have your club in front of you. Basically, you're going to take your hand, and you really want to put the grip right here in your fingers. Come a little bit closer, about right here where your fingers are. Again, I'm doing what my instructor showed me. And then I'm wrapping my hand around, and it may feel a little bit uncomfortable in your wrist if you've been doing it weak for a long time, and that's okay. And another way you can really tell is look down, and you should be able to see this part of your glove when you look straight down. When you have that weak grip, you never see that. You don't see it at all. So when you turn it and see this a little bit, it helps tremendously. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my right hand, and of course if you're left-handed, just do the opposite. So my thumb is right here in this part of my hand. I put that in that part of my hand, and I do like to weave these two fingers together. It's just comfortable for me. You can do it without doing it that way, but this is comfortable for me. So find out what works for you, because either way, it's gonna work. So I put my thumb right there where that big line is in my palm, right in the center of my palm, and then I just have my hands so it looks like this. Of course, it's really hard to show you guys, but that is a much stronger grip than this. So if you are doing this, go out and try this. And I'm telling you, it's going to make all the difference in the world, and it's going to take you a little bit to break that habit. So just go to the driving range, hit them nice and easy, don't overswing, work on that grip, and I promise you, it's absolutely going to change the direction of your game.